An assignment for you.
The recording is in progress.
Okay, thank you so much, His Excellency, Dr. Ambassador Andrew Williams Jr., the chairperson for Andrew Networks, hosting this training for a couple of weeks now. Last week, we are having training on Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, and this is another week. Same Andrew Networks hosting us on the Sustainable Development Goals for the United Nations Global Compact. So it has been a wonderful week. And this second session we have started since Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today is Thursday, which is going to mark the last day of this workshops for our volunteers all over the world. Of course, we have our volunteers from all over the world, Africa, Asia, Europe, America, and so on and so forth. And wherever you are joining us, my name is Chaplain James Mercy Obatumibi, the president for World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity. And with me in this training is His Excellency Ambassador Dr. Andrew Williams Jr., who is the international chairperson for World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity. The training, the workshop has been so enlightening, empowering, and as well, so practical for every one of us to know a way forward when it comes to non-governmental organizations, when it comes to CSOs, when it comes to humanitarianism, when it comes to knowledge about United Nations and the United Nations Global Compact. So it will help every one of us to be active in our various areas of consultation, in our various areas of involvement when it comes to humanitarian programs. So it has been a wonderful week. Please, we want you to remember the rules. Number one, you should always mute your mic, not to disturb others. And if you have to talk or say anything, answer any question of whatsoever, you have to raise your hand for the moderator to bring you on board. And also, if you have any question while the class is on, you can put that in the chat. To proceed, as we're entering into this workshop, into this classroom, always enter with your name so you can easily be addressed by your name. It is easier for you as well, as you have been instructed, to put your name, your address, that is the email address, in the chat. So to make it easier for us to know who is attending this program. And more so, today being the last day, we are going to have you, after this training, to say one or two things you have learned in this training before the certificate of training will be awarded unto you. So all of you, be ready for our questions today. After this class, it is better you have your pen, books, and also be attentive in class so you're able to answer questions. We want to be strict today with questions. Each person must answer a question. So for you to know, or for us to know, that you have been with us and you are here for good. So thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you for joining us. We would like to hand over to His Excellency Ambassador Andrew Williams Jr. to proceed further in today's training, which is the last day of this training. What we have learned from the 1, 2, 3, and today, you know, they are in different categories, stage by stage. Today will be quite different from what we have learned yesterday, and we are doing this to move from one state to the other, at least to upgrade knowledge over what we have been learning here. And the aim and objective is when we go back to our various organizations, and of course, as we are volunteering with WHOPE, we'll be able, or you also be able to work effectively in your various communities as volunteers for WHOPE, and also whatsoever organization you have been working with or you belong to, you'll be able to work effectively and efficiently. And that's the aim, the objective of this training, for us to be active wherever we are. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. At this junction, we want us to stay tuned, be attentive, and ready to write whatever you need to write to be able to answer our question after the class. Why I would like to hand over to His Excellency, Andrew Williams Jr., to proceed further into this training.
Well, thank you very much. This is Ambassador Andrew Williams Jr. For those that who don't know, the young lady in the middle of the picture there is Dr. Janice Da Silva. We are all members of the Ad Hoc International Advisory Board of Goodwill Ambassadors. You can find that at the bottom of this flyer. And I do want to take time to identify several of the sponsors that we have that have not been present, but who do support our efforts and activities. All of these workshops are being streamed on your Facebook group for the World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity, but it's also being streamed to the AHIABGA-TV group. That's the AHIABGA-TV network on Facebook. Almost all of the participants here at the top level are members of AHIABGA. We do have sponsors that are not here. For example, at the bottom, you have the SAGA. You have the SAGA Foundation. That's the Shola Akbula Goodwill Ambassador Association. That was founded in 2020. And I believe Ambassador James was there at the beginning. The intent of that organization was to focus on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and in particular, to support a campaign to add new members to the United Nations Global Compact. What you don't know is that COVID-19 completely changed the mission for the UN Global Compact, as it did for many organizations around the world. But we're focused today on a very short review of the material that we've previously gone over with you. But first and foremost, we want to give thanks and appreciation to our host, that is the World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity, and founder, President James Omentumidi. So as a review, the World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity has a motto: togetherness in humanitarianism. Last week's workshop and this week's workshop are focused on volunteers. This is a workshop for volunteers. And we're asking you to understand that your work is not limited to your own local community, but it does have worldwide impact. I'm going to briefly walk through the background of WHOPE, and each of you whose email address we have will be receiving this in your email. So you don't have to try to remember everything we're showing here. But I'm walking through it because, again, we're live streaming, so our new audience can have an opportunity to understand what the foundation is and the vision that brings us all together. The most important thing for people that are just seeing us now is membership. We need you to go to our website, w-hope.org, and join as a member of WHOPE as a volunteer. That's your first step. There are several categories that are available. We have an existing infrastructure in place. There is a volunteering policy, and we hope that each of you has an understanding of what this is. But again, for those that are watching us who are not present here, I'll read this out loud. WHOPE has the followings as the principles in her volunteering policy. Volunteerism as a service to humanity. Volunteerism with respect to culture, religion, and government. Volunteerism based on passion. Volunteerism for no financial reward. Volunteerism based on an individual's free will. Volunteerism based on respect for fundamental human rights, freedom, and gender equity and equality. We also include our proposed humanitarian projects. And we urge you, when you do register with WHOPE, to identify which of these particular projects you have an interest in participating with. That could be clean water for communities, school projects for the children in the streets, affordable housing for students in tertiary institutions, and school buses for nursery and primary school pupils. This is our contact information for Africa. Again, for those who are not here and cannot read what you see on the screen, you can get all the information you need by going to www.w-hope.org, for emails, info at w-hope.org, or support SUPPORT at w-hope.org. Today's session will be relatively short. We are going to begin at the beginning, where we began last week, and that is to familiarize you first with what the Sustainable Development Goals are, and a very easy way for you to understand which of these 3 levels your work impacts the most. There is an open book test, and you're going to take the test while I'm doing my presentation today, because in the chat, we now have 26 participants. Normally we have about 35, so there will be others that may be joining us before this is over. But for those of you that hear my voice now, into the chat, this is your open book test from me, separate from whatever Pastor James has in mind. I want you to put your name. If you have an organization separate from WHOPE, put the name there. If it has a website, put that information there. And identify only one of these 17 Sustainable Development Goals that you want to put your focus on. I know there might be more than one, but part of the outcome of this exercise is for us to organize and classify those individuals and organizations according to each of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Yes, it's true. Your work might impact more than one, but the outcome that we're trying to accomplish is to organize those of you who have the major focus aligned with a specific Sustainable Development Goal. So again, my test is to see how many of you in the chat put in your name and organization, if you have one, and which of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals your focus is most devoted towards. In order for you to have a choice, we're going to begin at the beginning. This is what we did at the very first workshop last week. You consider this to be part 2 of the workshop. We're focusing now on the Young Person's Guide to Changing the World. This is online, and again, if we have your contact information, we'll make sure that you're able to get a copy of this for your own personal use, so that you can have it at your disposal on a regular, ongoing basis. There are 17 Sustainable Development Goals that are addressed. I'm going to briefly walk us through that, and then we'll discuss the impact of the United Nations Global Compact and what that means to the work that we're doing here. Thank you so much for joining us. I've learned a lot as I've been able to walk through this workshop with you. So it works both ways. I certainly appreciate your being here on a regular ongoing basis. This presentation is supported by this document that was created by AHIABGA-TV in partnership with UN volunteers. So again, you do not have to be part of any organization to be a volunteer, but if you do participate as a volunteer, know that there are resources for you to take advantage of. You don't have to wait to come to WHOPE to figure out what next to do. You can, on your own initiative, undertake human rights number 29, the responsibility. You have the responsibility to do what you can in your own time and efforts to improve your education, improve your lifestyle, improve your work, and improve the quality of life for yourself and your community. Again, the first part of this book will describe the background about the organization and about the worldwide reach of what you do in your local communities that is connected around the world. This publication was dedicated to youth who believes that youth are important players to achieving the global goals. This booklet will help you do that in 3 ways. It will raise your awareness, it will improve your understanding, and provide you with tools and resources for you to take action in any or all of the Sustainable Development Goals. This booklet provides ways that youth can use this guide, but also, which is very simple. They can do it themselves, they can engage with families and friends, or they can mobilize the entire community. This guide can also be used by organizations such as yours, not just NGOs or non-governmental organizations, but businesses and educational institutions. If one of the outcomes of this workshop helps you to understand that your non-governmental organization is also a business, then that will be a major breakthrough on my part. Because it's only when you function with the professionalism as do businesses, can you hope to engage businesses to pay attention to what you're trying to get done. There are actions to save the world that we can take, even if it's one small action at a time. So this is where your note-taking comes in. Again, in the chat, you must put in your name and which of these 17 Sustainable Development Goals you care most about, not the top 3, not the top 5, the number 1 goal. So SDG number 1 is no poverty. SDG 2 is zero hunger. SDG 3 is good health and well-being. SDG 4, quality education. SDG 5 is gender equality. SDG 6, clean water and sanitation. SDG 7, affordable and clean energy. SDG 8 is decent work and economic growth. SDG 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. SDG 10, reduced inequalities. SDG 11, sustainable cities and communities. And keep in mind, communities include refugees, displaced persons, and any gathering of people together is a community. So you have tools and resources here that can help improve the conditions and lifestyles of people in your local community. SDG 12, responsible consumption and production. SDG 13, climate action. SDG 14, life below water. SDG 15, life on land. SDG 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. And finally, SDG 17, partnership for the goals. Now, I will make one exception. I've asked you to only put one of the 17 goals next to your name or your organization, but in your heart and in your mind, I need you to understand that we're all working together through SDG 17, which is partnership for the goals. Now, of course, that's a very broad range. It can mean a lot of things. So I ask you to include not number 17 in your choice of 17 sustainable development goals, because as far as I'm concerned, we're all involved with 17. So put one of the other 16 goals. That way we can better categorize your specific activity, because we're putting all of you in number 17. That is part of our objective for moving forward in the world together through the World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity, and using our activities as a demonstration so that other people can follow the lead that we put ourselves through. So I'm going to share again the fact that this is a 4-day workshop, and we are focused on the United Nations Global Compact and the Sustainable Development Goals. This is Thursday, November 23rd, 2023. And this is the conclusion of this 4-day workshop on the Sustainable Development Goals. This is being brought to you, as I said, by AHIABGA-TV and other organizations in support of the World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity. I mentioned to you today's session will be relatively short, but we do want to cover key information that's important for you to know. Just a brief moment, I am going to ask you to go to andrewnetworks.com. Excuse me just a moment. Technology is only great when it works. Okay, just a moment here. At andrewnetworks.com, you will find, let me stop sharing and start again. Just a moment, please. Thank you for your patience. This has been a very challenging technical session for us all. But again, we're all part of the same team. And I thank you for your opportunity for us to work together to accomplish these sustainable development goals. Normally, I leave myself out at the end, but this time I do want to remind you that you can get more information about what we're doing here by going to andrewnetworks.com, ANDREW networks.com, and you can reach me at andrewnetworks.com. For those of you who cannot read what's on your screen, Andrew Networks represents a wide range of humanitarian causes and commercial enterprises championed by myself, Andrew Williams Jr., as Chief Executive of the PARXGC Export Trading Company, as a way to attract, pre-qualify, identify, and expand strategic international business alliances that accelerate the awareness and achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. Through PARXGC, sovereign and foreign trusts, banks, corporations, associations, enterprises, and entities can do business with and through California, the United States and its territories, signatories to the Canada-United States-Mexico Agreement, key trading partners from Asia to the Americas, to the Caribbean community, the Commonwealth of Nations, the European Union, the Middle East, and the African Continental Free Trade Area, and worldwide, which includes all of you. I mentioned to you before that we're making the basis of the work that we're doing the Sustainable Development Goals. And please be aware that this video I'm about to show you will probably be blocked on Facebook and other places, but you yourselves can see what this is. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And I believe those of you that are here can be able also to hear what this video is saying to you. But even if you can't, you do also need to just read what you see here written. So give me just a moment here. I'm going to share my screen. Watch on YouTube.
The United Nations is a Sustainable Nations is an organization with goals of peace and sustainable development around the world. Their mission is huge, but we're breaking it down in 2 minutes. 17 sustainable development goals. Let's get to them, cause the more you know. Look, in some corners of the world today, people are living on $1 a day. Hey, that's not how it ought to be. So go 1, eliminate poverty, and go 2, root out hunger across the globe. There's 800 million people hungry if you want to know. Number 3 is health and well-being, and getting people the health care that they need in. Learning in school are the hard to go for. Education opens up minds and doors. Goal number 5 is empower girls and women so they can have the same rights that men are given. Number 6, people need water that's clean. Poor sanitation can spread disease. Carbon-free energy is goal number 7, and how to achieve it is a question that's pressing. But if we put our minds together and work hard, we can find a solution, I'm guessing. 17 sustainable development goals to improve life all around the globe. Protecting human health and the environment. Whatever bed we make, we gon' have to lie in it. 17 sustainable development goals to improve life all around the globe. Protecting human health and the environment. Whatever bed we make, we gon' have to lie in it. Now imagine that you work all day for no pay. Economic growth and decent work is goal 8. Goal number 9 is to foster innovation in infrastructure and industrialization. Goal number 10, inequality reduction. 11 is sustainable city construction. 12, well, that's sustainable consumption, so what we use matches up with production. Goal 13 calls for urgent action to combat climate change, cause we know it's happening. 14, protect life under seas. 15, protect life on land. Goal 16 is for peace and justice. All over the planet they're in high demand. And the final goal, number 17, is the critical factor, the heart of the machine. It's the strength in the way we achieve these goals of sustainable development around the globe. Yo, 17 sustainable development goals to improve life all around the globe. Protecting human health and the environment. Whatever bed we make, we gon' have to lie in it. 17 sustainable development goals to improve life all around the globe. Protecting human health and the environment. Whatever bed we make, we gon' have to lie in it.
Thank you for allowing me to share that with you. Again, this will be part of what your homework is and your test today. Not your official test, but your test from me. I need to know that you know what these 17 Sustainable Development Goals are. And I need you to let me know that you know what your organization's main mission is that aligns with which of these 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Again, we're continuing now what we began last week. I'm going to share my screen again and bring you to the focus of this week's presentation, which is the United Nations Global Compact.
As a human family, we've had an enormous wake-up call to how connected we are with a tiny little virus that comes along and shuts us down.
We all live in this world together. The same blood flows in me and any other person.
We're facing the challenges of an ecosystem that is stressed.
Things are not moving as fast as they should. Things are improving, but not as fast as they should.
The challenges that we are facing, they are materializing so fast that it's not only my children or grandchildren which will experience the consequences if we fail.
To do it, we need to do it together. Collaboration, north, south, east, west, you know, black, brown, white. Strengthen the diversity of the human family is what we need right now to get us past this incredibly difficult time. Might sound like it's impossible, but, you know, that's what we work towards, making the impossible possible.
20 years ago, a small group of United Nations and business leaders came up with a visionary proposal.
I propose that you, the business leaders here gathered in Davos, and we, the United Nations, initiate a global compact of shared values and principles which will give a human face to the global market.
I always say part of Kofi Annan's genius was he invited business, but he also addressed civil society and labor organizations.
The mission of the United Nations Global Compact is to mobilize companies around the world to align their operations and strategies with 10 universal principles in the areas of human rights, labor, environment, and anti-corruption.
The UN represents the body that aims to drive international cooperation and drive peace and security for humanity. And I think it unifies all of society around this set of 17 goals.
Our objectives cannot be met if the private sector doesn't play a fundamental role. And so the Global Compact is a platform in which all those businesses that abide by the principles of, and values of the United Nations and of the Charter to work together, representing the best of humankind.
For the last 2 decades, the initiative has grown to encompass local networks in more than 60 countries, engaging directly with over 10,000 companies.
The local networks are our global footprint around the world, and they work with us to translate the 10 principles as well as the Sustainable Development Goals into actionable pieces of work for businesses globally.
It is so decided.
Since 2015, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals and the Paris Climate Agreement have provided the most powerful common agenda that the world has ever seen, with an essential role spelled out for business.
L'accord de Paris pour le climat est accepté.
Any business that continues to operate under its own self-interest will not be around very long. So businesses that have a strong purpose, that understand how they can make society better, will be embraced by society and will be around for a long time.
Be the change that you want to see in business.
I truly believe that companies who do not put sustainability, the SDGs, in their strategies, they're going to disappear.
The mindset of consumers has changed. They increasingly want to buy from companies that are contributing to society as a whole.
Business must be part of the solution in when we address these big global problems.
The focus has shifted to both the short term and the long term, both doing well and doing good, making profits and making a change. This is a reality of the world now. Leaders need to lead sustainably.
The United Nations Global Compact is leading the transformation ahead, challenging companies to take more ambitious action on the Sustainable Development Goals.
I think it's absolutely impossible to face the challenges of today, the very quick change that is happening, without having the youth leading the way and helping us define the right strategies, the right policies, the right approaches to address the global problems.
The world is waking up, and change is coming whether you like it or not.
Climate justice! Now! Climate justice! Our planet's not for profit!
The world today has got more opportunities than it has the challenges that can be overcome by the opportunities that we have.
You find people in the most desperate of situations, determined to fight for a better future. That's the kind of world I want.
What has changed in a very short period of time is that the narrative is different, and that is fantastic.
If you want to have a good business, you have to mobilize people. A business is a sum of people working to something.
More and more people realize that sustainability is really about making the pie bigger, better, and more inclusive.
I hope in the future all businesses in the world will think about their own purpose. Business can only exist when they have a purpose.
We've got to show progress. We've got to reverse what's happening.
I see the Global Compact as an incredible organization working together with businesses to build a more sustainable world.
We are united across the globe, for the globe. We're united despite our challenges, no matter how daunting the task may seem. We are united by possibilities because this is bigger than one business, because we are better together. We all have the same job. We are united in the business of a better world.
And that's what brings us together today. The United Nations Global Compact and the fact that the work that they do around the world begins in the local communities, what they call their local networks. I'm very proud that 5 Points Youth Foundation is also a member of the United Nations Global Compact. So we are there to represent the interests of the people in our network, including all of you. But this is more important than just having an opportunity about sharing with you things that happened around the world. You also need to know what this means to you and how it can impact your world. I'm going to share with you another short video, and then I'll move to the conclusion of this final workshop and turn it over to Pastor James.
The world has an epic plan called the Global Goals. And it's halftime. I don't know what to say, really. Either we heal as a team, or we're gonna crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now. And we can stay here, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time. You know, when you get old in life, things get taken from you. I mean, that's part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches. 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. On this team, we fight for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's gonna make the difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying. And I know if I'm gonna have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face. Now, I can't make you do it. You gotta look at the guy next to you. Now, I think you're gonna see a guy who will go that inch with you. Hell yeah. You're gonna see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're going to do the same for him. And either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals. Now, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
So James, open to meeting. And that concludes my presentation. I'm turning it back over.
Hello, moderator. If you are not there, we can't.
Ambassador James, the floor is yours. Well, if we have lost Pastor James, I'm going to ask each of you that are here today, if you choose to, now's the time to share your screen for our group photo. After that, we'll have roll call. And after that, I want each of you to be able to say to us which of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals you have the most interest in. I'm not asking for the top 3. I'm not asking for the top 2. I'm asking for the top 1 of the goals that your organization or you individually have an interest in. Because at the end of the day, it's not what we want to do, it's what you want to do. But you have to understand which of the goals have the most importance to your own personal survival, your own quality of life, and your own happiness. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and invite each of you to show your video. First, do not unmute yourself. Just show your video if you want to take part in this final photo.
I'm not joking. So.
I did not ask. Well, Chaplain James, thank you so much for joining us again. Well, your lips are moving, but we don't hear you. Pastor James, we still do not hear you. You're not, we don't hear you, Pastor James. I see you're unmuted, but we do not hear you. You may have to go out and come back in. We don't hear you. We do not hear you, Pastor James. No. Go out and come back in. We cannot hear you. Okay, we're going to take this group photo. If you're able to, now's the time to unmute yourself, or at least to show your video. And whoever takes this photo, please send it to Chaplain James. Pastor James, your lips are moving, but we don't hear you. as soon as Pastor James comes back with his photo, we'll take this picture and then we'll move on to the conclusion of today's project. And I want to thank all of you for participating. I really appreciate this. I've learned a lot in sharing with you. So thank you for allowing me the opportunity to grow with you together. No, we don't hear you, Pastor James. So I guess we'll have to have a very short ending to today's presentation. Technology is only great when it works. Very well. We're going to shortly end today's presentation. Unfortunately, technical difficulties prevent Pastor James from being here. I want to thank all of you for participating. I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to move to the conclusion of today's program. Thank you very much. You can stop sharing your screen now. Hopefully you took a photo of that and be able to share it with Pastor James.
Can you hear me now?
You made it. Congratulations. We heard you for a minute, so unmute yourself and take over the mic.
People came in from one place to another. Can you hear me now?
Yes, and the floor is yours for conclusion.
Praise God. It's those people that are calling me. I don't know why they're calling me now when I'm busy. They keep on calling, so it's quite disturbing. And sorry, I want to apologize on behalf of our moderator, Oyekunle Elizabeth, that's supposed to be here today. She's so busy too. She's in school, you know, she's running her master's in University of Ibadan. She's part of the students of Ibadan Peace, Security, and Humanitarian Studies. So I want to apologize on her behalf. So next time you'll be seeing a great part of her. Ambassador Andrew have done more justice to how we have to learn or know today. And I've told you I'm going to ask questions. There's no way you could do nothing you could do about that. I'm going to ask questions. And that is why you are trying to take my mic, so I will not talk. I will not ask questions. Thank God for the Holy Spirit. So I have to fire back. So for me to come back. Are you ready for me? Because you either you like it or not, you're going to answer questions. Adams, if you frown your face, even worse than this, you will answer questions. There's nothing you could do. And none of you could bribe me with your smile. I see somebody laughing, smiling. You can't bribe me. I'm going to ask you questions. Whatever, how you post, more than how you should be able to post moderately, thinking that I will not call you, I will call you. So I will take it one after the other. Let me start with Oyewusi. Are you with me? Mr. Oyewusi, unmute yourself and answer this question. Very short question. Very short question. Very, very short question. What is the full meaning of WHOPE? Oyewusi, what is the full meaning of WHOPE?
What? Are you hearing me, sir?
I can, if you want to do Ojoro, that will be, I ask if I hear you, but I can hear you. What is the full meaning of WHOPE?
Okay. World Health and Peace. Sorry. World.
Mute yourself. You will come back to that. Mute yourself now. Hey, Dan, what's the full meaning of WHOPE? Unmute yourself. If you want to do Ojoro, you will not unmute. Unmute yourself. Your camera is working. Unmute yourself. Hey, Dan, you can't hear you. Unmute yourself. Hey, oh yeah.
Okay, so the meaning of WHOPE, I think, is World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity.
You are going to say it again. There's no There's no, I think, to start again. Without putting, because if you put M, is another meaning. Just tell us the full meaning.
All right. World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity.
Clap for yourself. Clap. That's lovely. That's lovely. He has got first question. That's lovely. Mute yourself now. Mute yourself. Now, Mr. Okeke Gabriel, what's the full meaning of SDG?
Sustainable Development Goals.
Oh, correct. That's lovely. Yes. Uba, question to you. What is the full meaning of UNCG?
UNCG.
UNGC.
UNGC.
All right.
UNGC.
United Nations Global Compact.
Compact, correct. Oh, clap for yourself. If nobody claps for you, clap for yourself. You have tried. Clap for yourself. Nobody claps for you, clap for yourself. Justina from Namibia. The Sustainable Development Goals. What is Goal 1? Goal 1.
No poverty.
No poverty. Clap for yourself. If nobody claps for you, clap for yourself. Clap for yourself. Emmanuel Etu. The Sustainable Development Goals. What is Goal 2? Goal 2.
Goal 1 is poverty. Goal 2 is, I know 3 is health. 4 is education.
Mr. Emmanuel. Mr. Emmanuel, remove your glasses and tell us the Goal 2 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Goal 2. I didn't ask Goal 1. I didn't ask Goal 4. I didn't ask Goal 3. Goal 2.
I remember
mute
1.
Yourself. I'm coming
3.
back to you. Mute yourself. I'm coming back to you. Mute yourself. I'm coming back to you. Oye Wusi, would you like to bail yourself out now? What is Goal 3 of the SDGs? Goal 3.
Pastor James, we still don't know what Goal 2 is.
I'm with you, sir. Good health and well-being. Good health and well-being, sir.
Oh, that's correct. Then I will go back to Goal 2. Ishola Josephine Tosin. Ishola Josephine Tosin from Abuja. What is Goal 2 of the SDG?
Goal 2 is zero hunger.
Zero hunger. Clap for yourself. If somebody claps for you, clap for yourself. Clap for yourself. Mr. Umoru. Chaplain Umoru, Pastor Umoru from Ibadan. What is Goal 4? Goal 4. If you want to do
quality,
you know,
quality education.
Quality education. If nobody claps for you, clap for yourself. If nobody claps for you, clap for yourself. Quality education. That's lovely. People that are not showing their faces now, want to hear from them. Let me hear from Godday Odidi. Tell us the Goal 5 of the Sustainable Development Goals. Goal 5. Odidi, Goal 5. Tell us Goal 5. Odidi. Odidi. I can't see Odidi. I will mark you wrong. You now have your certificate, Odidi. If you don't answer my question now. Okay. I'm coming back to Odidi. Yes, let me quickly go to Dorcas. Dorcas. What a beautiful face. What a beautiful face. If you play this question, go back to secondary school. You will go back to secondary school. If you fail this question, you will go back to LA secondary school. Now, what is Goal 5 of the SDG? Goal 5.
Is gender equality.
Gender what?
And empowerment. Gender equality and empowerment of women.
Gender equality and I didn't know where you are coming from. You use United Nations and United Nasarawa. Is that what you use together? Tell me again, what is the 5 of the SDG, United Nations
Gender equality. Gender equality.
Who is talking? Who is talking? When you quickly went to check it, I've already given it to Dorcas because you said it. Doris, I've seen you. I've seen you. You didn't have baby, you are still playing with your baby. Now, Doris, tell me, 5 that go 6 of the SDG, go 6. What is go 6?
Sorry, there is a lot of noise. I didn't hear you well. I beg your pardon.
If you want to do Ojoro, you not hear me well. Doris, what is goal 6 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals? Goal 6.
Clean water and sanitation.
So you have to look your book. You have to giraffe. You have to copy first. Okay, clap for yourself. If nobody claps for you, clap for yourself. At least you got that. Yes, let me go to winning. Winning. If you can't win this question, I have to change your name henceforth. Winning. Winning from Uganda. Let me see your face now. You have to answer this question. What is goal 7? Winning. What is goal 7 of the SDG? Goal 7. What do we have there? Goal 7. Winning. Don't tell me network is fluctuating. If you didn't get it right, I'm going to change your name from winning to question. So answer my question well now. What is goal 7? Winning, we are waiting for you. Winning want to tell me camera is not good now. Network is bad. Is that what you want to tell me? Winning. I can hear you. I can see you smiling. Answer my question. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Winning. Winning is no Ojoro for me. Okay, let's move ahead. Donald, tell us goal 7. Donald.
Oh, yes, I'm present. Affordable and clean energy for all.
Oh, clap for yourself. If Adams failed to clap for you, clap for yourself.
I've
Donald,
clapped for
clap for
myself.
yourself.
Yeah,
Clap for yourself. You have really tried.
Yeah.
Yes, Baku. Go 8. Tell me, go 8. Baku. It was Baku.
Decent work and economic growth.
Good, correct. Clap for yourself. Clap for yourself. If bad do not clap for you, clap for yourself. That's lovely. Yes, that's lovely. Before Komalafe, Peter will say, we have not called his name. That's how you used to do every day. Komalafe Peter Shayo, tell us the goal 9 of the SDGs. Goal 9. Komalafe Peter Shayo, goal 9. What do we have there? Komalafe will not talk now. Tell us.
I can't answer.
Winnie, are you back?
I'm back.
What is goal 9? Tell us goal 9.
It's industry, innovation, and infrastructure.
Yes, there's no and. Just start again. We just have 3 of them. No and.
Industry, innovation,
and infrastructure. Very good. No and clap for yourself. If Dorcas do not clap for you, clap for yourself. If Dorcas fails to clap for you, clap for yourself. That's what I would say. That's lovely. Shayo will not talk now. Shayo, we have called you about 3 times. You will come back later and say we have not mentioned your name. Shayo, where are you? Tell us, go tell. Shayo, go tell. Shayo? Okay, I can see Oreolua. Oreolua, are you here? Tell us goal 10 of the SDG. Goal 10. Oreolua, are you here?
10 is reduced inequalities.
Say that again.
Reduce inequalities.
No, you didn't get. Say it again. Reducing.
Reduce inequalities.
Inequality. If you say reducing quality, that means that become fake. So that's
No, I
what
said inequality. Inequality.
Okay, reduce inequality. That's correct.
Yes.
If Doris failed to clap for you, clap for yourself. If Doris failed to clap for you, clap for yourself. That is what I would say. Now let me go to okay, has Donald answered us? Okay, is Savuambe here? Savuambe, what is goal 11? Savuambe, goal 11. Savuambe from US, tell us goal 11 of the SDG. Savuambe, are you here? If you are not here, let me quickly go to CD Esther, goal 11. CD Esther.
Sustainable
Hello,
cities and communities.
Repeat that.
Sustainable cities and communities.
Sustainable.
You don't mute yourself.
Chaplain James, you muted yourself. Chaplain James, you muted yourself.
That's lovely. I think, can you hear me now, please? Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you now.
All right, thank you. Some other calls were coming. I don't want to be disturbed. Go 12. I will quickly ask,
You muted yourself again. We did not hear you. Well, I see Benedict David. Your hand is not raised, but I'm raising it for you. What is goal 12? We can't hear you, Pastor James. We cannot hear you, Pastor James. We do not hear you. You have to go out and come back in. David Benedict Umuro, what is goal 12? If you can hear me. Umuro Benedict David. Well, I see your hand moving, but you must not be paying attention to us. So Gabriel Okiki, goal number 12, please.
So, sustainable cities and communities.
That's goal 11. We need goal 12.
Okay. Okay.
Never mind. We'll come back to you.
Okay. Okay.
I need someone to raise your hand for goal number 12 if you have not already spoken.
All right. So that's responsible. I think something responsible consumption and production.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Right.
As Pastor James
Right,
says, clap your hands for yourself if no one else will do that for you. Goal number 13. Goal number 13. Let's see here. Goal number 13. I'll let you raise your hand to answer it. If not, I see Arimo Sunday Bankhole. Oh, Festus. Okay, Festus, goal number 13.
Climate change and impact.
Clap your hands for yourself, sir. If no one else will, you are absolutely correct. Thank you so much. Goal number 14. City Elizabeth, you may have been raising your hand for 13, but now you got 14. City Elizabeth, what is goal 14?
Life below water.
Congratulations and correct. Do I see a hand raised for goal number 15? Do I see a hand raised for goal number 15? Going once, going twice. Don Maurizio Bloisi out of Italy. You've been very quiet. This is your time, number 15.
Present. Good morning. Present.
Grazie. Ciao. Good morning.
Ciao.
Goal 15. Goal, now I lost count. Goal 15. Mauricio. Okay, well, if I don't hear you. Oh, there you are. Hi, Father. Can you tell us goal 15? Oh, we can't hear you, but we know you're participating. So drive carefully, drive safely. We're going to turn it over to Hamza Altu Muhammad for goal 15. Hamza Altu Muhammad, goal 15.
Okay, bonus answer, bonus answer.
Life or land?
Okay.
I'm saying
Life on
land.
Perfect.
Say something. I'm saying something.
Yes, we hear you. Life on land. Thank you so much.
Yeah, life or land. Yes.
Clap for yourself and clap if no one else does.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We only have two left.
Yes, God you did it. This is God you did it. Yes, I'm clapping for myself.
We only have two left, 16 and 17.
Yes.
I need two hands raised for 16 and 17 to finish up today's presentation. Goal number 16 and 17. Do I have any takers? Well, let's see here. I may have to go to some, Glory Azusa Azakpuku. Glory have, Uba. All right, Uba, goal number 16. Now's that time. Don't play with us. You raise your hand. What's goal 16?
Yes. Goal number 16 aligns with the basic goal of WHOPE. It is peace, justice, and strong institutions.
You need to just not clap your hands, but jump up and down and clap your hands. That's absolutely correct. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Now,
Uba must answer correctly.
Well, there you are, Pastor James. We're down to number 17, and it's up to you to close us out. Ball. I'm going to ask you. We're down to the last one, Pastor James. Goal 17. Can you hear us?
I'm still trying to work on this. I don't know. I think I can hear you better now.
Yes, we're down to goal 17. And
okay.
Yeah, we're the last one.
Okay. I think, is it Baku or who is that answering? Hamza, okay.
Hamza,
Okay.
partnership for the goals. Number 17 is partnership for the goals.
Okay, for the goals. Yes, you have done it well. If nobody claps for you, clap for yourself. If nobody claps for you, clap for yourself. So that is what I would say. I think today we were able to identify each goal from one to the other. And now you should be able to know which of them that capture your interest and where you could work.
Very well.
Hamza, your laughter is causing confusion here. So don't laugh it out like that, not to cause more confusion. Is there anyone here that have not answered our question or attempt any of them? Then please, I want to see, who is Gloria? Azuka.
Chaplain, I'm here with you, sir.
Can I see your face, please? Gloria, can I see your face?
Yes, sir.
I've not seen it too. Okay. Mrs. Gloria, where are you joining us from?
From Lagos, Nigeria.
Where in Lagos?
Apapa.
Apapa, Lagos?
Yes, sir.
Mrs. Gloria?
Sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank
you might
you
not
very
know
much.
why I said congratulations.
I thought at least.
At least what?
I deserve it, and I am really
deserve,
privileged.
you deserve what you don't know.
I am privileged to be part of this training. I have learned
Everybody
a lot.
is being here.
Yes.
Listen to me. Everybody is here, so everybody deserves to be said thank you. But now, I want you just warn yourself for free one of the WHOPE polo t-shirts. You just want it for yourself. You might not know why you want that. Let me explain.
Okay,
Others
sir.
have been writing their names. Olubola Busayo Dorcas, email. Okeke Gabriel, email. Emmanuel Etu, email. They have been writing.
Well, there he goes again.
Can you hear me now? They have started.
Yes.
I can hear you, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
So they have been putting their names, just email. I have not seen anyone since the beginning of the training last week, this week.
You have two hands raised, Pastor James. Do you see them?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Pastor James, you have two hands raised. We cannot hear you, Pastor James.
Hello, Chaplain.
Yes, we do hear you, but we don't hear Chaplain. We may have lost him. We'll give him a few moments to get back. In the meantime, this is Andrew Williams, Jr. Thank you all so much for your participation in this workshop. We love you. We appreciate you. And we're all in this together. And all of us are participating with SDG 17, creating a global partnership for the goals. If you have not done so already, please go to w-hope.org and register as a volunteer and identify which of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals you're most passionate about.
I'm back, Ambassador Andrew.
Over to you to close it out, sir.
All right, thank you so much. As I was saying concerning Gloria, I've written her name down. What you did, I want you, one of the polo t-shirt for WHOPE, is that you wrote your name and your bracket WHOPE as part of your name. That's just what makes you to win the polo. I have not seen anyone since they have been writing their names or whatsoever that identify themselves with WHOPE. I have not seen any identification. I do go to some people's WhatsApp to see if they use WHOPE logo, if they do this. I've not seen. But because you wrote your name and at the end of it, you bracket WHOPE, showing that you are identifying yourself with WHOPE. And that is why you won yourself a polo t-shirt. So I want to say congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir. I'm grateful, sir.
Just because you identify yourself with WHOPE. Like some people, I ask them to spell WHOPE or the full meaning of WHOPE. They are put MM, so they are yet to understand what WHOPE is. So what I will say is this: congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
It shows that you have passion for the job and you love WHOPE. And now every one of you volunteering and working with us, you should be able to be proud of your organization. You should be able to be proud of what you do or where you are. You should be able to be proud. Nothing stops you sharing the logo, identifying yourself as WHOPE artist.
Chaplain, I'm a member of Ajegule Great Association, Airlines Association.
We are less concerned about that. What we are concerned about is your personality that identify yourself with WHOPE, because there are more people from that association. Even your boss, which is humanitarian Emmanuel Etu, I've never seen him writing WHOPE or identifying himself with WHOPE. All he does is to bring people. So what we're talking about here is appreciating everyone or anyone that is partnering with us, working with us, promoting the organization. The sustainable development goal we have learned is about 17. And each goal, if an organization should take each goal to work on, you cannot finish working on it for decades, for years. Let alone you have 17 of them. So that is why we need more people, volunteers, to be on ground. And that is why we cannot be everywhere at the same time. That is why we need people representing us from different states, different countries, different locations. And that is why we have been saying, register, register, register. I know some of you might have not registered. We have sent several links to the platform, register as a volunteer. And I want to say this, if you want to register as a volunteer, make sure you use your passport. It will help us because all our volunteers' pictures has to be on the website. Issue identification when you get a volunteering page, country you are joining us from. So if you're unable to do that, we're sorry, there's nothing we could do about that. We only work with those that have registered and that we have their data, the information. So when we're producing the ID card, we're able to know who are those that are ready to work with us or volunteer with us. And those that are not here in Nigeria or in United States, let's say from Namibia, Uganda. Doris, where are you from? Doris? Kamangara, where are you from? Doris, where are you from? She's not even here with us again. So we want representative from other countries. I know Justina is in you. Where are you, Justina? Is it Namibia?
Doris is from Uganda.
I'm from Uganda.
From Uganda, yes. From Uganda, we want you to form a formidable team in Uganda. We'll call it WHOPE Uganda. We have WHOPE Kenya. We are here, WHOPE Nigeria. So let's know our team from different countries. Then we know who are those we are working with or reckoning with. And also, when we are issuing the identification card, we're able to put your country. And not just that, we're able to appoint a coordinator in that country that will coordinate programs. So that is why it is very important for you to register. Any other person from Uganda here, apart from Doris and Winnie?
Yes, I am.
Winnie, I know you are from Uganda. Doris from Uganda. Anyone that one from Uganda here? Okay. All right. No problem about that. We want everyone to be on board. Wherever you are, Uganda, we want to see your team. Say hi to me on WhatsApp. Do you have my WhatsApp number? Say hi to me on WhatsApp. I will create WHOPE Uganda and we'll bring you on board. WHOPE Namibia and bring those Namibia on board. So we're able to have your team over there. Then we start the ball rolling. That is what I will do. On a final note, On Saturday, we have to announce again the program that will be going on in the University of Ibadan concerning the International Day for Eradication or Elimination of Violence Against Women and Girls. It's going to come up on Saturday, November 25th. And we want people in Nigeria, if you are in your state, if you are in Lagos State, it's not far from you. We want you to be there and be part of the program, be part of the blessing. And if you are far away, even from Uganda, from Namibia, from Kenya, wherever you are in Africa, even from US, we want you to use this same link on Saturday to join the program, to watch it live. Watch it live wherever you are. So let's be part of the program. And from all, if you have any better idea, innovative idea on these sustainable development goals that you have learned, you can easily reach us back, tell us what you feel, what you could do, or your state. If you are yet to have more people in your state, I'm talking to Nigerians now, let's know. So from there, we'll know what to do. So this is what we could say now to encourage every one of you joining us from all over the world to really be part of this move. This is humanitarian move. And also, it is a global vision. So nobody should be left behind. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. I don't know, where is that? Adams, did you see my message? Who again from Peace Department from you are here, apart from Uba? I know Uba was there.
Hi.
Has Adams gone? Adam, say hi to me on WhatsApp. Say hi to me on WhatsApp. Is Dorcas in your team too? Dorcas?
Okay. Yes.
Dorcas, say hi to me on WhatsApp. Who again? I saw someone else. Oh, who is that again? Who is that again? Who is that again?
I'm also here.
Are you from the Peace Department?
Yes,
I
sir.
am.
Baku?
Yes, sir.
Okay, say hi to me on WhatsApp.
I'm
By the grace
also
of God, we're going to see ourselves on Saturday.
I'm here too, sir.
Who is here too? Who is there too?
I'm also from the Peace Department, Orolua.
If you are from Peace Department, just say hi to me on WhatsApp. Though, let me see your face, so I will not be answering or attending to wrong people. I'll mute you. Show me your face now if you are from the Peace Department. So if I see you, I'm able to identify you. Are you also from the Peace Department?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
HRS.
Be ready for me on Saturday. Baku, yes, I can see Baku. Adams, I can see Adams. Dorcas, I know you. Don't show me. Don't wave your hand. I know you before. I know you. Who again?
This one, no,
okay. So be ready.
Not today.
Be ready. Who again? Hallelujah, you too.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. No problem. So on Saturday, I don't know if we can easily meet briefly to talk briefly. I think Uba should organize that. So for us to know a way forward, because we must have an office in Ibadan. Either Adams like it or not, we have office in Ibadan. Either Uba likes it or not. So from there, we're able to know the way forward. There are more to do in Ibadan, and we are counting on you. And we believe you can do better. So be there for us, and we'll know a way forward. And there's also somebody that won an award from us. We are going to announce that person in that program. I don't need to say anything now. And I don't need to say how he or she won the award. But on the program, we're going to hear more of that. So thank you everyone for joining us, and your certificates are ready. Immediately after this program, if you have not joined the community support group on WhatsApp, please do now, because all your certificate will be sent there once and for all. You will not be disturbing me. My certificate. We are going to send it on the platform.
Pastor James.
Sir?
I apologize. But we have two
Okay.
people with their hands raised. And before you leave, I want to share my screen briefly. So either they
Okay.
can lower their hands or they can make their comments now.
All right. Oyewusi, do you have to say something? Oyewusi, your hands is raised up. Is your hand not paining you? Okay.
Okay, I'll lower their hands.
Then, okay. Gabriel, do you want to say something?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank Honorable Ambassador Andrews for taking us on this journey and the exposition. So we are better. We are more than now. So we have more enlightened now than before about SDG and in fact United Nations as a whole and all the agendas. I want to thank you so much for what you organized this training for us. We appreciate it so much.
You're very welcome, sir.
Yeah, yesterday.
Thank you.
Yesterday I wanted to ask a question yesterday, but the network was so bad because I was on my way. I was traveling from Makodi. I was on my way from Makodi to Abuja, so the network went off. I couldn't complete my questions, but they could not hear me. So
what's the question?
So I want to ask that question. Yes, I want to ask the question now. So you know that when you come to my country, Nigeria, you know we are very good in making wonderful policies. All right. But where the problem lies is now in the implementation stage. That's where we usually get it wrong. So I now want to ask if the United Nations has any monitoring team or like a watchdog that sees to it that all these the initiatives of the Global Impact Organization and the SDGs of United Nations are being implemented to the letter. So you don't have any watchdog monitoring team that ensures that all these goals are being implemented in all the member nations. That's the question I want to ask, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. But it's so painful that direct work staffs of the United Nations are not there that will have answered you directly, or the coordinator for monitoring team. But I think His Excellency want to share and show you
if I
more
may,
about that. Okay.
All right.
If I may, I do want to let all of you know that the United Nations does not have a watchdog for each country. Each country is responsible for its own policies. But part of the reason I share this information with you about the United Nations Global Compact and their local networks is that in Nigeria, there is a local network for your country. And if you can see my screen, United Nations Global Compact has a particular initiative called Business for Peace, along with others, including Caring for Climate. But in answer to your question, for example, for Business for Peace, let me share my screen a little bit better here. For example, for Business for Peace, this deals with conflict and instability that not only impact people and the environment, but pose risks to all parts of the business sector. Time and time again, I've asked you to understand that your non-governmental organization is only as strong as your relationship is with the business sector and the government. It takes all three working together. But there is, for example, something called Business for Peace. It's a platform for over 130 leading companies from 37 countries dedicated to catalyzing collaborative action to advance peace. So by joining Business for Peace, companies will be able to better identify and manage their business risks and opportunities while reducing operational costs. But this is the important part for you, to also engage in public-private dialogue to establish local priorities and implement projects. So as far as I'm concerned, this is where WHOPE can step in every person that attended today's workshop can step in to begin to have a dialogue with those businesses in your area to work together to affect change in your local community based on the government's policies and procedures. But remember, the government policies and procedures are only words on paper. It's not the life on the ground. It's up to us to make sure that these policies and procedures are carried out locally under our own authority, because the government is only representing our interests. But if we don't do the work that we ask our government to do, then we can't expect any outcome different than what you have right now. At any rate, to continue, Business for Peace people are committed to align their business strategies and operations good practice, not just in your own area, but around the world. They're dedicated to share the best and emerging practices and learn from the experience of their peers, demonstrate leadership and receive recognition for advancing practical solutions. This is where we come in. They don't have practical solutions because they don't know our community. It's up to us to be the ones to present to them practical solutions that we need in our local communities, not depending on the government alone, but on those businesses. In many cases, I have to tell you, there are businesses in the United States that have a larger budget than the entire country of Nigeria, but they have local operations in your area. We can impact those decisions locally and have an impact not just in your local community, but at the top level as well. Companies who have joined Business for Peace, they commit to paying heightened attention to the implementation of the UN Global Compact 10 principles in high-risk and conflict-affected areas. This is why I ask all of you to understand that those 10 principles are broken down into 4 pillars. 1 is human rights, 2 is labor, 3, environment, and 4, anti-corruption and transparency. This may also be where WHOPE can pay its attention through your efforts, sir, because what you're saying is that the government is saying one thing and doing something else. That's not transparent. That's where Principle 10 comes into action. But the important part of this is that each company is required to annually communicate on progress. They have to say what they're doing. That's where you find out what companies are already spending their money to do, and introduce yourself as a way they can spend their money to help you do what they're supposed to be doing. Because in a lot of cases, they have money in the bank, but they don't have people on the ground. So part of this effort is to encourage and empower all of you through WHOPE to be able to connect that dot. Finally, recognizing that local ownership and knowledge are vital to driving change, Business for Peace has adopted a locally driven approach. This means you. Business for Peace works to develop the capacity of Global Compact local networks to support participants in their efforts to conduct responsible business practices and advance peace. This is the answer to your question. It is up to us to be the ones to hold accountable all of the stakeholders in our local community to have national and international impact. Finally, there are 18 local networks that have already joined this growing movement, including Canada, Colombia, Egypt, Germany, India, Indonesia, Iraq, Israel, Mexico, Nigeria, Pakistan, Republic of Korea, Sri Lanka, Sudan, Turkey, Uganda, Ukraine, and the United Kingdom. So before I close, let me do one other important thing. Direct all of you to unglobalcompact.org. This is where you will find out who your local representative is and how we can engage them in having a conversation to address your concerns about ways that what they're supposed to be doing has impacts in your local community. This is unglobalcompact.org. This is where you will find information about what's going on around the world. But as I explained to you earlier, it's important for you to engage locally. The local networks are the place where you will be able to find out who is responsible for connecting the dot between the United Nations and your own activities. Again, it's important you understand that this is also the place where you have the intersection between the local networks and the Sustainable Development Goals. Responsible business has a vital role to play in the success of a decade of action. The private sector can contribute to the mainstreaming of the SDGs at the local level through its local network by participating in Global Compact multi-stakeholder convenings, including policy dialogue, which is what you brought up, but also participating in Global Compact network working groups. This is comprised of a dedicated and passionate group of professionals who are themselves committed to develop local solutions. It's up to everyone in this workshop to be a local solution. But first, you have to understand how what you're doing impacts one or more of the Sustainable Development Goals. That was the entire purpose of these 2-week workshops. So you'll understand what the world is focusing on so that you can describe how what we're doing impacts what the world is focusing on. Finally, Business for Peace and local networks reach the intersection of promoting and incorporating accountability measures to report on progress towards implementing the Sustainable Development Goals within their companies. It's up to us and up to you to be the ones to help decide what that is. Again, there are free resources available online at unglobalcompact.org, where you can find infographics, case examples, reports, and this may be what you are talking about, where you can promote anti-corruption collective action through the Global Compact local networks. This is where you hold the feet to the fire for the governments that you put into place, but you have to take advantage of the tools and resources to do that. Also, if you don't measure it, it doesn't count. So it's up to you to be the ones to make sure that you document the activities that you're doing that impact the Sustainable Development Goals. Throughout next year, we will be offering the opportunity for each of you to upload your photos, your articles, and your videos online through WHOPE and through AHIABGA-TV so that we can demonstrate that we are, in fact, working on accomplishing these objectives. And before I turn it back over to you again, I urge you to go to unglobalcompact.org, go to Engage Locally, and then go to Nigeria. All the things I've told you today are not based on things I'm just thinking of right now. The local network in Nigeria has been in existence since 2006, but there are only 138 participants. It's your task to find out who they are and to find out how what they're doing in your area can affect what you're trying to accomplish. So again, in closing, I do want to share my screen with you one last time to show you what we ourselves are doing to accomplish these goals and objectives through the work of the World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity, but also through the very efforts that we are taking advantage of right now today on a local basis. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen just a moment. Let's see here, and I have so many things on my screen. Give me just a moment. I apologize for the delay. Yes, here it is right here. Now, we understand that many of you do not have the resources to be able to identify what it is you're trying to accomplish and be able then to transfer that information to the rest of the world. So what we've done is, through the work of the World Humanitarian Organization of Peace and Equity and the Saga Foundation, is put together a registration form so that your organization can register with us to let us know how what you are doing impacts one or more of the Sustainable Development Goals. And there's a secret that's I'm sharing with you. It's not a secret. It's information readily available. Even though there are over 14,000 members of the United Nations Global Compact, business members since 2000, over 14,000 have been kicked out because they refuse to do one simple thing: demonstrate how what they're doing impacts one or more of the 10 principles or the Sustainable Development Goals. What we are offering is an opportunity for each of you to register with us, the name of your NGO, the registration details, so you must be registered in your own country, the name of the president or person that's in charge, but we know that no organization works by itself. It's important to have also a description of who is in your management team. 75% of the decision-making about whether companies will support you depends upon who your management team is, not what your vision is, not what your mission statement is, but who is it that's taking responsibility for doing what you claim you want to accomplish? Who are those people? So we're asking you to let us know who they are. What will help you as volunteers to better identify your own strengths and weaknesses and opportunities and threats so that we can work with you together to accomplish the objectives we have. This is a very simple form. In addition to knowing who you are, we need to know what is your area of sustainability goals. That's why I'm asking you right here to just put the number one goal, not 1 and 2. I see in the chat, some people have put several goals. Some people have put all the goals. We need one goal for us to be able to focus our attention so that we can work and win together. We're also asking that you provide us with at least 3 projects, 3 photos, 3 videos, 3 articles that describe work that your organization or foundation has done in the last 2 years. So this doesn't mean what you did last week, but it gives you 2 years. And we also want you to describe the impact of what the work you've done had in the society on one of those 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Then let us know how to reach you. We need your organization's email address and your website address. If you do not have a website, you need to take the opportunity to begin to understand you're in the 4th industrial revolution. No one can reach you around the world unless you're available on social media. If all you have is a Facebook page, which is free for you to set up, you need to have some way for us to engage with you, and you can engage with the rest of the world. And finally, we're only working with those organizations that are legally registered in their country. If not, then you need to join WHOPE, because we are legally registered in Nigeria. Finally, you need to, at the very bottom, understand that we need your personal commitment. So once you provide us this information and your email address, we'll take the time to type the information in, and you send us into this form and send it back to you for your signature that you can do online. But we need your commitment to declare that the information you provide is, to the best of your ability, true, and that if at any given point it is discovered that is falsification, whatever, the agreement automatically becomes invalidated. So we need you to be transparent as well. Finally, at the very bottom, you can see that you can go online to register at www.sagafoundationinc.org/register your organization. At the very bottom, you'll see that there is a Lagos, Nigeria office address. And as I believe, Pastor James was actually there when it was founded on July the 23rd of 2020. There's a Canada office address, and there's a US office address. That US office address is my organization, the 5 Points Youth Foundation, because I am the chairperson of the Saga Foundation International Advisory Board, just as I am the chairperson of the WHOPE organization's International Advisory Board. So when you go to click on that bottom link, or you go online, you'll find that there is, in fact, already an application form that gives you this very same information. I see that my screen is not sharing right now, so I'll have to allow you to be the ones to see on my screen. And I'm moving to the end, just a moment, Claire. See on my screen that we will provide you with this booklet that has more than just the application form itself. What it actually has is an entire presentation of all the material that I've shared with you over these past several days. And it begins with the fact that we are making a commitment to be the ones to educate and raise awareness about what we're doing, and for you to have tools that you can share it with people in your community. But the driving factor behind all of our work is the fact that climate change is impacting the entire world, no matter where you are. And the places that are where people are most likely to die from the adverse impacts of climate change are in this map. On the map, you can see the orange part of the world. That's Africa. That's where the most people are likely to die from the adverse impacts of climate change. In the bottom map, you'll see that the area with the lightest number, the lightest color is Africa, where the least number of these local networks are. So our intent is to work together to fill out that map so that we have the strongest resources in the places where the most needs are. All of you have heard me for many years. You don't know that I'm disabled. I have disabilities that prevent me from walking. I have disabilities that prevent me from standing up for more than 2 minutes at a time. I have disabilities that prevent me from breathing the way I need to. But the Sustainable Development Goals are also to leave no one behind. So there is a place where you can find, there is a relationship between the United Nations Global Compact and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and the African Union Agenda 2063. Africa's Sustainable Development Map is available online. Just type it in, African Sustainable Development Map, and you'll find it. But these are tools and resources you can have in your hands. The booklet you receive will also include the information that we've covered all this week. It tells about the United Nations Global Compact and what the 10 principles are, broken down into 1, human rights, 2, labor, 3, the environment, and 4, anti-corruption and transparency. So again, sir, this is the answer to your question. It's not the government that we can rely upon to do what they say they are supposed to do. It's up to us to hold ourselves and them accountable for accomplishing those objectives in our local community. This booklet you receive will also include all the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. You can click on any of these and it will take you to the actual website where you can get more in-depth information. I earlier described Business for Peace. It will also allow you to find out more about caring for climate, to build community resiliency. This is not something new to 5 Points Youth Foundation. When I became president 10 years ago, I made a commitment at that time to build a worldwide community resiliency network when I joined the United Nations Global Compact. So the work I've done here this week is a continuation of work that was begun in 2015 and even before. You mentioned, Pastor James, this event coming up Saturday will be at a university. The United Nations Global Compact also has a separate initiative called Principles for Responsible Management Education. They address Principle 1, purpose, Principle 2, values, Principle 3, method, Principle 4, research, Principle 5, partnership, and Principle 6, dialogue. So this could provide an opportunity for us, even starting day after tomorrow, to begin to engage our work on an international scale, starting from where we are. So with that, I'm going to end my presentation. And again, thank you, Pastor James, for allowing me to share this information with you. And if there are any other questions I haven't answered, type them into the chat before we leave. Back to you, Pastor James. Pastor James, can you unmute yourself? Well, I may have talked myself into, Emmanuel Etu, you've raised your hands. Please unmute yourself and state your question or comment.
All right. First, I want to say congratulations to everyone that has participated in this training. This is one of the most exciting, very rich training that I've gone through as an humanitarian. At this point, I'd like to crave the indulgence of all the participants to join me in thanking Andrew Williams Jr., our great ambassador, for taking his time, for taking his knowledge about the sustainable development goals to open our eyes to this program. I want everybody to help me. Let us say thank you to Ambassador Williams. Please, if you can unmute yourself and just give the word of thank you. It's been a very great experience, and I'm so enlightened that I think I know more than I should, and I want to know more. Can everybody just help me say thank you? Yes.
Well, you're
Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you, Honorable Ambassador.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you very much, Ambassador.
You're very welcome. Pastor James, I see your lips
Thank you
moving,
so
but I don't hear anything from you, Pastor James. Yeah, well, go. You got to stop and start again.
Yes.
Do whatever it takes. Yeah, I see your lips moving.
Right.
Don't hear your voice. You may have to go out and come back in.
Yes. While we still wait for Chaplain James to come up,
yes, sir.
I also want to, encourage every one of us that are into volunteering work. As an humanitarian, I was certified by Pastor James 3 years ago in Abuja via the Institute of Humanitarian Studies and Social Development, and it has been work all through. My organization is called Ajegule Great Elites Association. It's an NGO based in Ajegule, Apapa, Lagos, Nigeria. We are more concentrated on the sustainable development goal on education for children. Nigeria, as we all know, in the whole of Africa, we have a lot of out-of-school children. So my organization raises funds to sponsor over 123 children that we pay school fees in private institutions so that they can be taken care of. We provide school uniforms for children in public schools to make sure they are always equipped with, including educational materials to be in school. I am more encouraged by this program since last week up to now, and from my understanding, it is the grace of God, because this kind of training does come with a fee. I remember in one of the talks, this training is worth thousands of dollars, and here we are having it on a platter of gold. And I want to say I thank God for everyone. As we progress further, I want to also encourage everyone here to register as a volunteer with WHOPE so that we can still have a relationship with our great ambassador, because I know we still have to learn more. Without saying much and not taking much time, I want to say thank you, sir, and God bless you. Thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. Very, very welcome. And it would be, I must give thanks also again to my support that allows me to provide the service to you. And that comes out of Nigeria. It comes from the Saga Foundation. And as I said, it was Pastor James that was there at the beginning, at the very beginning in July of 2023 that saw the launch of the Saga Foundation. However, the Saga Foundation stands for Shola Agboola. Shola Agboola is a Nigerian who in 2003 traveled to Canada. He is one of the only Africans to be part of the Parliament of Canada, but he has not left his commitment to Nigeria behind. He has dedicated over $100 million US dollars in educational and medical equipment donated by the country of Canada that his organization has underwritten the transfer to Nigeria. As a matter of fact, in 2 days, there will be another delivery of a multi-billion naira shipment of medical equipment to Nigeria. So I would ask you to go to the Saga Foundation website, where you'll find out more about the work that we are doing worldwide. So WHOPE is not working alone. It is, in fact, part of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 17, creating partnerships for development. But the Saga Foundation is focused on hope, health, and educational support. So ask your organization to visit our website, sagafoundationinc.org, where you can find that our mission aligns with yours, and to also give thanks to Ambassador Shola Agboola, who has put online a place where we can all register our activities, because we do promote and support the United Nations Global Compact. Among the supporters you'll find are UN volunteers. You'll find that we're working on the Decade of Action. You'll see that AHIABGA-TV, which is a publisher of the Young Person's Guide for Transforming Our Worlds, Youth for Global Goals, all these are available to you as part of our ongoing activities. So I just want to thank everyone for this opportunity to share with you opportunities for us to work together to accomplish our goals and objectives. Chaplain James, we see that you're back. Are you able to unmute yourself and give us closing thoughts? Yes, Pastor James, this is your opportunity. Also, earlier, Justine, I saw that you had your hand raised. Did you have any comments or questions that you want to suggest or ask before we leave? Now's the time for any closing thoughts.
Yes, good evening, my leaders. First of all, I want to, my name is Justina Nathanael from Namibia, Swakopmund. First of all, let me thank God who allowed Namibia to be on board also. And I will appreciate it, and I thank God to Ambassador and to also to Chief Chaplain James. For on my side, I want to ask you, how can where can I get the form to be a volunteer? And where can I find the form also to fill the form for my NGO? It was that only the question that I wanted to ask. Thank you.
Well, you're very welcome, but the answer is already in your hands, because you're at the right place and you're doing the right thing. But the answer to your question is, you can go to the website for the World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity. And on the website, you will find, oops. Let's see, give me just a moment here. Controls. On the website for the World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity. Oh, by the way, this is available online. You can access it through your phone, or you can access it through your computer. But this is where you find us. And it's very simple. Click the link. Join us, become a volunteer. It's not complicated. This shows you the work that we've done around the world. It shows you that the work we're doing right now, and it shows you how you can participate either as a volunteer or through your donations or through the support of your efforts or even through your prayers, because we're all trying to tackle poverty in community to build better lives. The Sustainable Development Goals and the previous Millennium Development Goals, all they are is an excuse for us to achieve peace on earth during our lifetimes. That is the ultimate objective of all of these words that we use to describe what our governments are supposed to do, what our businesses are supposed to do, and what we are supposed to do. But the answer to your question is, you can go to the website, you can click on the link, you can donate anonymously if you have that, but you can also click on a link, how to become a volunteer. And all you do is contact us through your email, through our email address. Let us know what it is you want to do and how we can help you accomplish your goals and objectives. But the short answer is go to our website, w-hope.org, where you'll find that we will include information about our previous activities, our current activities, such as today's webinars, and our future activities. So I hope that answers your question. You can simply go to our website, and that will be the answer to your question.
Yes, thank you, Ambassador. And the other question I want to ask, are we going to receive the this video, all the classes that we are doing? Because sometimes we want to repeat it. Are we going to receive it? They're recorded.
Well, that's another very interesting question, but you already have the answer. And the answer is go to the World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity Facebook group, because it's there that we've been sharing all of the workshops for last week and this week. And anyone that has a computer can simply go online to our Facebook page, and then you can find a replay of this workshop today, but also the workshops that we've done last week and also future workshops. So it's very, very simple. Go to the World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity Facebook page. And I'll share it with you in case you don't know where it is. And I have to ask you to also like the page. This is the world of social media. So do the necessary and show people that we're part of a global team. We need to increase the number of people that like our page. So just go to the World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity, and you'll see yourself right now, as we speak. This is being live streamed right this minute on the WHOPE Facebook page. But that's not the only place you'll find it. You'll find information here about yesterday's event. And you can just click it and it'll take you to everything that we've talked about is right on the screen. You don't have to ask us to get to it, just go to it. The same thing is true of the first event that we did on Monday. We have all the information available online so that you can find it anytime you get ready. You don't have to ask permission. You can take responsibility to go and find out information that's available at your fingertips. We also included references to previous workshops we did last week. So all you do is scroll backwards. You'll find sharing of information, events that we're doing in the community. And we want your organization to have its video on our page, but you have to like our page and you have to connect with us on WhatsApp. This is last week's event where we dealt with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We had 4 days. All 4 days are right here available to you. So you don't have to ask. All you have to do is take advantage of the opportunity that we've already presented to you. I hope that answers your question. In addition to
Yes,
that,
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Abasan.
you're very welcome. In addition to that, if we have your email address, we'll also send you a link to the webinars. But I see that Father Mauricio Bloise is here too, and he will verify the fact that we also do a transcript of every day's event, so that you can not only see what it is we do, you can actually read what it is we've done, and you can also find ways to contact all the people that are participating with today's event. If we have your email address, we will share with you the information about all the people that have been participating here, and also all the organizations that are represented here. I'm going to finally share my screen, and if Pastor James is not here, we're going to end today's session. I do certainly appreciate the work for all of you, but this is an example of day 2 of our event. This is what I sent out to Pastor James, and he has the ability to share it with all of you if he chooses. But once I get the email addresses, I'll also share this information with you. So in addition to getting the YouTube replay, you can click right here, and this will take you to our YouTube channel. Again, all this information is available to the entire public, and would ask you, oh, let's see here. My screen stopped sharing, so let me try that again. When I clicked on that link, it took me over to our Facebook page. I'm sorry, our YouTube channel. On that YouTube channel, you'll see that we are replaying all the work that we've done here to the entire world. We need you to like the videos at the bottom. We need you to share the videos, and we need you to like our page and become subscribers to our page, because numbers count. But again, this information is certainly available to you, and I'm pleased and happy to share it with you. But for an example, and how that works, this is a transcript of the event that we did 2 days ago. Just a moment here. Let me share my screen. This is also being co-sponsored. So we actually have not just the videos, but we also have the transcripts, and we use AI to do that. So it gives a quick recap of each day's session. It gives you a summary. It breaks it down to segments. Moderator, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and perhaps if you'd like to, so that it's easily digestible. As a matter of fact, you can actually use this content for you to do this very same workshop in your own community by just replaying the videos that we've taken time to participate with. But it's very important that we take advantage of technology. Everything I have is available to you, and I'm either useful or I'm useless. The more useful I can be is by you taking advantage of what I'm preparing and providing to you, and take it beyond me, because I won't live forever, but my work will through you. I stand on the footsteps of giants. So if you stand on my shoulders, you too can become a giant in your own world. So again, this is readily available online. We give you not just a summary, but then we break down a very convenient way for you to review the material. You can click on these blue play buttons and actually get the video. But this information is available to you anywhere on earth where you have either a computer or your phone can actually allow you to participate as well.
Thank you, everyone.
The final segment of this presentation, or at least this
we shouldn't forget to follow all the rules to
transcript,
make sure that
is actually a replay of all of the things that we've said. It breaks it down to everything that was said, and that's why it's so important that you include your name in your chat or name in your when you join us. Here we have Albert, Nwanda, we have myself. But if you have the name of your phone, that's what's going to show up, the name of your phone. So again, this particular event was back on 2 days ago,
let your mind be here. Don't just
all the
come
talking that
here
we did is
do
right
not
here all the way
want to
down to the time that
participate. At
we've
the end of
ended
today's
our
program, I expect
conversation.
that everybody
So this
will have
information
intelligent
is totally
questions to
available
ask
to you.
the
You don't have to
ambassador.
ask anyone
Okay,
for it.
also have some
It
contributions.
seems
Okay, so
incredible,
please be
perhaps.
ready.
We
Get
took
ready,
38
and
pages of
expect
content
us to get
to
that.
document what we provided here to you at no charge. All this is available to you, and we encourage you to use this to create your own workshops in your own local communities for people that cannot get on the internet. The whole idea is to reach those that and leave no one behind. That means that you can take your phone into your rural communities and share this with individuals or groups. So again, we're working towards accomplishing partnerships for the goals. I want to thank everyone for joining us now. Unless Pastor James is here, I'm going to have to end this because I have another event to host in just a few moments. So the ball is in your court. I want to allow you to have any closing thoughts. This is that time. If you raise your hands, you can say your closing thoughts. And if not, we're going to move towards ending today's workshop. I want to thank every one of you for attending, and I appreciate all of you from the bottom of my heart. Simply by typing in sdgpyramid.org. What you'll find is that the first 10 goals are linked to humanitarian inclusiveness and people harmony. Goals 11 through 15 are linked to sustainability, nature, and ecological harmony. And goals 16 and 17 are linked to peace, partnerships, and values of spiritual harmony. Just as a backgrounder, this is not a brand new endeavor for me to become involved with the Sustainable Development Goals. What you may or may not know is that it was back in 2000 when Kofi Annan, as the General Secretary of the United Nations, launched the Millennium Development Goals that brought us to where we are today. It was, in fact, the Millennium Development Goals from 2000 to 2015 that provided the framework and basis for the Sustainable Development Goals. Thank you so very much. This is the end of today's presentation. You can reach me at Andrew@andrewnetworks.com. Andrew@andrewnetworks.com is my email address. Or you can find me on Facebook or WhatsApp or through the World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity. I'm going to end today's workshop and thank all of you for your participation. With the objective of ending poverty, and it ends with the idea of us.
Thank you so much, sir.